Well, guys, we've gone from 1-3 to 4-4, and where it sits right now, we actually have a shot of making it to the conference championship game. Yes, there are still 4 games left in the season, all of which are conference games for us, but we are one of the 4 teams sitting here with only 1 loss, and as long as we keep up our trend of winning, we're hopefully going to be able to have a shot. I do believe we play Hawaii, and we might play Wyoming as well, so hopefully we can end up picking up wins against them. As hopefully we can end up putting ourselves in a really good position here. But again, we've already lost 4 games this season, so the chances of us actually winning out might be a little tough. Now, I did see in the recent update that, back before they did the update, scraping by actually resulted sometimes in being academically ineligible. We saw that in our freshman season, but they did say now that they patched that. However, if you have a low GPA like we have right now, that's still going to be an issue, and we're going to have to get that up to about halfway. But we're not going to worry about that this week. We'll worry about that next week as we get that skill point, and we're going to have to use all our energy to up our health to be able to rid ourselves of that wear and tear, because we have a big game against Boise State this week. And even though they are 5-3 and only 2-2 in conference, they're typically a really good team, and I would doubt that this season is any different. So let's get into practice, and when we're done, we'll check out this matchup. Because again, even though they aren't one of those one-loss teams in conference, they're still historically good. And again, this season is no different. 77 overall with a 79 overall defense. Makes our 61 overall offense just look completely awful. But we've taken down better defenses this season, and hopefully this is going to be no different as we play this game at home. Thankfully, our defense did hold them to 3, which means that we could potentially go up here if we get a really good drive, as we end up getting the RPO there for a first down all the way down to the 36. Not too bad. I was thinking we were going to start this game with a run, but honestly, if he was open like he was, may as well take it. But we'll end up going up the middle on this one as the run ends up working. And 2 nice plays to end up starting this drive. Let's see if we can continue this trend, as I don't know why we're going verticals on this one, but we're going to do it for the fun of it, I guess. And let's see if someone can get open, as that almost got picked. I thought that corner was actually going to go with the receiver, and no, he just dropped back into his own. And yeah, we got lucky. Now let's go. 3rd and 3. End up bumping off him, but Ford ends up getting the extra step, and that ends up getting all the way down to the 36. And realistically, it's kind of our identity, is just short passes like that. So I think we're going to just have to continue to go back to that, as this time we do go to play action, which rarely ever works, but we're going to find a way to make it work. Oh no, you went the wrong fucking way, son of a bitch. I was trying to get Ford to go on the playmaker, and it went with the other guy, and yeah. And so ends a wonderful drive. I should have just run for it at that point. I shouldn't have tried to playmaker, but hey, you know what? We'll learn that for later. That's could have been a really nice screen. Just unfortunate that, he just didn't get the blocks that he deserved out there. So 2nd and 9, we're going play action yet again, as we can't even get that ball out. They sent so many guys on that one. And now we're sitting with a 3rd and 9 as we're down 10-0. Not where we want to see ourselves in this game, but it's where we do find ourselves, and we're going to have to punt. Good news, though, is they only held them to 3, so it's still a 2-possession lead for them. Why not? I think he has the step. Get there. Nope. Unfortunately, wow, number 35 is actually pretty effing tall. I should have seen that from the get-go, but nope. So 2nd and 10 as we are cold. Go figure. Oh, there we go. That's open. Great catch. Just kidding, as he throws it behind his back, and they really need to get rid of that animation. Am I right? So let's go. 3rd and 10. We just need to pick up a first down here, please. Dear God, something. As we can't even get that out. And we're going to go down by 3 possessions, aren't we? Nope, we do not. Still down by 13, but we need to be a lot better here if we want to think about even coming close to winning this game. As we'll just take those short passes. Realistically, we should just continue to do that. And that's, again, better bread and butter pretty much all season. And so I don't know why we're not doing it a little more often, especially in a game like this, where, again, we're playing a better defense. Either way, though, we have 2 minutes here to score before half. Good news is we do end up getting it back after half. So, realistically, we could just double dip right here. Don't play action again. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we do this to ourselves? Go out there. Play action right here. Yeah, and they're not getting fooled. Let's just run the ball. Slide. That wasn't a slide, but we do pick up 8. And we love to see that. And we do need to remember we have 3 timeouts right here. So, again, we can do short passes. We can still run the ball if we want to. But if we can get gains like that almost down to midfield, I'll be happy with that as well. Again, all we have to do is just start to throw short. Some of these guys are really good with yards after the catch. So let's start to actually rely on them with that. As that was probably not the right read. So we do pick up 4. And that's a positive. They want to continue to go, or they want to go for screens. We can go for that, but realistically, I feel like they're going to sniff that one out. Regardless, we do have 3 timeouts. We can call one of those right here after this. As no, they don't. Wow. Oh, someone needs to block him. Thankfully, he juked around him. But, again, not necessarily what we needed right there in the blocking department. We do end up getting a first down, though, and we're down to the 40. But we have less than a minute to go as we go for the tight end screen. Got some blocks. And I think this is where we call our first timeout. We have 2 left, 48 seconds left, and what, 34 yards to go? I think that's extremely doable. Extremely doable. Question is, who is going to be the hero on this drive to be able to end this? As we're just going to take that short. And yeah, that's going to be a really good gain up to the 18-yard line. Oh, I picked the wrong play on that one. But that's fine, because you know what? We're still going to end up scoring on this drive, and we're going to get a really good gain on this one. As we do end up going short, and let's call our second timeout. We're going to save that last one, obviously, but again, probably not bad to stop the clock right there. Let's pick up a first down. That'll stop the clock. Let's see what we can do. As nope, that was not the right button I wanted to press, but thankfully he ends up just dropping it. Thank you, threat. I need to pay more attention. That's all right. 3rd and 6 right here. We just need a first down. Let's get out there. Let's go. Oh, bro, how did you not get up to the first down marker? Please allow us to go up. Let us just go for it here. We need to end up picking up a score. Obviously, in the end zone. We need to get a touchdown here to end this drive. I'm sorry. We need more than that. And there it is. There it is. Thank you, Coach, for allowing us to go for it on 4th and 1. We could have not afforded just a field goal right there, and that's going to allow us to double dip now. But to do that, we just need to continue to play flawlessly. Not that we've played flawlessly this entire game because, well, the 1 interception says otherwise. But still, it was a decent last drive on that one. So let's see if we can replicate that right here. As that is probably not the right call, but that is going to be a gain of 0. Okay, that's all right though, because you know what? I love this play right here. Lanier either gets open deep, or Ford's going to be open as well underneath, as it's going to be Ford, as he ends up dropping the ball, and we're going to punt it. Here, I thought he was going to end up catching that one and just continuing the drive, but no such luck. But we will not end up hitting that one. Again, not quite sure the physics on that one, but he ends up dropping that. And we are down a good 14 points here. A good 2 possessions. So now we want to see, especially as that one gets batted down. So, come on, guys. Come on, we can't afford another 3 and out, especially at this point in the game. So let's do it right here. Holy shit, that actually worked out. Okay. Well, that's what we wanted to do. So now let's continue this drive, as that's going to get picked, isn't it? Nope, not quite. We need to throw that a little more on the line and not loft that up. Then maybe we could have ended up picking up a reception right there. But now on 2nd and 10, let's just run the ball. We haven't done that much, as they end up blitzing, and he doesn't have the speed to get out there, and we end up losing 3. Again, not necessarily a situation we want to be in right now, but the one that we find ourselves in. So we're going to have to be patient on these slants before, someone tries to get free. Wait, is no one on Irwin? Okay, you know what, this might not end up working, but we're going to throw it to him. Right here. Oh my gosh, he was wide open. Why was no one on him? If we would have actually thrown that a little more accurately and actually hit him more in stride, yeah, that would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's just down to the, 28-yard line? As we take the quick out, again, that needs to be a little more accurate, but it still goes for a first down. And could have been more yards if we would have thrown that better, but as long as he ends up catching it and gives us a chance to be able to, get down to the red zone, I'm pretty damn happy. Not happy about that jet touch pass, though, as maybe we need to start to remove that from our repertoire, because that is obviously not working, at least not against these guys. Go 2nd and 14. We just need to get a little closer to the first down marker, as that will be a 3rd and 9. Again, not necessarily great, but that will get us a little bit closer. At least it's not a 3rd and double digits. But still, 3rd and 9, that's not necessarily great. But Lanier should get open on the in right here, and he does. That's going to be down to the 5-yard line. Now let's make sure we get into the end zone, and then we'll definitely have to have our defense just hold them, which they've been able to do decently well. Just unfortunate that, 21 points is not what we want to give up, as the screen should. Oh my gosh, I thought that guy was going to get around him, and then he gets pancaked. What a block right there. So much more impressive than what Irwin did, but still. And wow, that is a lazy-ass sign. But unfortunately, the defense does not do their job, and we're back down by 2 possessions here. It's okay, though, because you know what? Lanier's going to get this man-on-man. Let's go! How you had the ball in your hands? Why would you just throw it behind you like that? You other guys that, but you guys understand how frustrating that animation is, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys are not fans of it either, but we will end up getting that angle. Wow, and no one's on Irwin, but he is so slow. But that does get down to the 30-yard line, and realistically, that's effing amazing right there. We needed a big play like that, so let's see if we can continue to make things happen. Oh yeah, he'll be open right there. Not quite a first down, but we are getting just a little bit closer. I don't know why we're running the tight end screen again. Hasn't really worked extremely well, but if we just need 1 yard here, let's see if we can pick it up. Nope, that gets swatted down again. Again, that seems to be a running theme, unfortunately. I don't really like any of these plays that coach wants to call, and unfortunately, we do not have many options to be able to change it. So 3rd and 1 right here. We just need to pick up a first down, and that's going to be to Ford. And just hit him out in the flat. They were all kind of looking a little deeper there. So let's go. 4:20 left in the 4th quarter. Come on, we need to get a quick score, and then again, the defense just really needs to hold them. There we go. Let's go, Ford. Can't plow his way into the end zone. But still, it's a good 1st and goal there on the 3-yard line. Jet touch pass, again, hasn't worked all day, but maybe it'll work down here in the red zone as he ends up going right here. Get over there, turn your way upfield, and he gets in the end zone. He fell on top of a guy and just rolled in, and we'll take that. 2nd touchdown of the game for us. Or is that 3rd? Did they not count that for us? I know you guys couldn't see that because my picture is actually blocking our B grade and the 2 touchdowns, but that was jet touch pass and it didn't seem to count it there. Either way, though, they do end up getting a field goal. That sucks. How did he get up to bat that down? Look, I understand we're not like 6'3" or anything like that where we're, higher above everyone else, but my lord, that was crazy. But there we go. We're going to get that slant wide open as we work our way down there. We're going to have to hurry up. We do only have 1 timeout left, so we're going to have to rely on an onside kick. And again, not extremely likely, but as long as we can end up continuing to work downfield, hopefully we'll give ourselves a chance. It's going to be upsetting that we're going to end up losing our 2nd conference game if the game continues to go the way that it's going right now. But still, at least we're keeping up with the team with the 70-something overall defense. Am I right? I know, not much solace there, but could be a lot worse. Could be a lot worse. As we're just going to take them right there. We shouldn't take the under route like that. We still need to go for something a little bit deeper there. But we can't call this timeout. We can't. We need to just roll with what we have right now. As there we go, we'll get the slant. And again, that's going to stop the clock just temporarily. as we get up to the line again. And realistically, we're just continuing to run the same damn play. We're not trying to trick anyone or anything like that. We're just trying to get yards downfield. Let's go. And I think they're going to allow us to just take the touchdown right here. Question is who's going to get open, though, because now they're starting to press. Are they man? Let's go. Get him out there. Let's go. No. Yes, thank you. I thought his juke was going to take him down to the 1 yard line. But thankfully we get in. But now we have to rely on an onside kick, which unfortunately we did not get. And we end up losing 31-28. That interception was really rough, and that definitely was the difference in the game right there. Felt like we could have won that one. Because, again, hey, I know it says 3 touchdowns, but we know it was 4 because of the jet touch pass. But, again, that interception was just killer. 326, though. Again, 4 touchdowns. Not too bad. Not a lot on the ground, obviously, because we like to go through the air. And no one over 100. Everyone was closest to 95 because of that one big play. But, man, a little upsetting that we ended up losing that one. I thought our defense was going to be able to hold them a little bit better, but unfortunately that wasn't the case, as we didn't get any pressure and we didn't have a single interception. It's not what we want to see. Now, the positive thing is at least we can't get any worse than this, you know? Next season, this team is going to be much better, and since we're not going to be transferring at the end of this season, we'll probably do it after our sophomore redshirt season. We'll be able to enjoy this team when we're a little bit better. But Coach wants to talk to us, saying that appreciates our hard work and dedication so far this season. That is actually really nice to see, especially since he was not happy with us in the beginning of the season. So it's nice to see that coach trust increases, and again, we get a little bit more confidence. He's happy with us, and that makes us perform a little bit better. Now, the good news is we're playing Utah State this week. They're 1-4 in conference, 2-7 on the season. And hopefully we can take all of the anger that we had in that last game against Boise State out on them. Now, we do have a lot of wear and tear right now. We do have 6 energy. We're going to have to spend 2 right there to get up to scraping by. And then the rest is going to be on health until we get all the way up there and make sure that we are good to go for this game. We do have 3 skill points, which realistically, we're really not going to do anything with those until we get a little bit more, because it's going to take 8 for our accuracy boost. It'd be 12 for a throw power. We could do the IQ, but realistically, that would only really help us in sim, although the carrying would actually help out too. Elusiveness would be okay. We could also up the speed, but realistically, it's probably going to be between the accuracy and the power. When we look at the physicals, we could do mobile deadeye, but again, we don't really throw on the run currently, so we're gonna have to figure that out. But again, we have a little bit of time before we have to get to that. So let's get into practice, then let's look at this matchup, and let's hope that we can win 1 at home this week after losing last week. Now, Utah State is a 61 overall across the board, which is good for us. That means that is not a great defense. But unfortunately, I see our offense went down to a 59. That means that someone must have gotten injured. Hopefully, it's not someone who's going to be extremely important for us. But the fact that we went down 2 overalls in that time period is a little worrisome. And honestly, it doesn't look like there are any injuries to our offense. It's just the defense, which is a little rough, especially since they're pretty high overall players, relatively speaking. So I wonder how our offense ended up going down to 59. Either way, though, we do end up getting to start this game, although it is in the rain, so we need to be aware that we probably won't make a lot of catches here, especially if they're in traffic, but we'll definitely catch that one right there as we get all the way down to the 42-yard line. We'd love to see that. So let's go with the play action right here. Let's see if we can actually hit forward. If not, I wonder if Trek could be open downfield depending on what that safety does. We go for that. Oh my gosh, we end up getting sacked. That is why I'm not a big fan of running play action. But realistically, we just didn't get the ball out in time. 2nd and 18, though. Not where we want to be sitting. And yeah, we get hit in the backfield yet again. Their defensive line is actually a little scary here. So, let's see what we can do. Wolfer or Card right here. One of these 2 guys is going to be open, and it's going to be Wolfer. If we could actually hit him in stride, we overthrow him, and that is going to be a punt. Not what we want to see against a worse defense than what we've been playing, as we end up hitting Ford in the flat on that RPO, and we only gain 3 yards on it. But it's positive yardage, and we are now past midfield, which is really great. That's a feat that we have not done in a while, or at least not in this game. as I thought he was going to be open up the seam. He was a little covered. He had the ball in his hands, but just could not complete the catch. That's all right. Let's send him in motion here. Why are we making that throw? Why are we making that throw? We bait him into a pass interference call, though. That is going to be defensive pass interference, and that is going to keep this drive alive. Thank God. That was a horrible decision on our part, but an even worse decision on his to play like that on defense. So 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line. My goodness. Let's try to get that out quickly. We just didn't have a lot of time there. Again, seems to be a running theme in this game specifically. And let's go. We need to get some good yards on this as we go for the screen. He ends up getting out there. Weird animation on the catch. What a spin move, though! And he ends up getting all the way down to the 14-yard line. Damn. We got lucky on that one. Nice to know that at least the rest of our team is going to be playing well when they have the ball in their hands. Let's go 3rd and 10. 1st and 10. All the way down here in the red zone as we get it up to a 2nd and inches on the 4-yard line. Go for that jet touch pass. You ended up getting that on a touchdown in the last game, so why not try it again here? Again, against a worse defense than what we have in the past. As, yeah, that is a great lane. And dude just gets shoved into the end zone. And yeah, it's unfortunate that it's not counting it as a touchdown up there. Seems to be a little bugged with the jet touch passes. But realistically, as long as we're winning the game, who cares how many touchdown passes we have? You know, not like we're going to win the Heisman this season, but we're adding another one to our total right there, as we got the ball back on the 1-yard line. Now, where this defense was in the last game, I have no idea. Because, man, this looks like a completely different defense, as they have held them to 0 points, as that was not the right read because he did not end up blocking him. And that, unfortunately, is going to be a loss of 3 on that one. Well, let's go. This is probably going to be the last play before the end of the quarter. So let's see if we can make it a positive one, as we do end up going on the angle, and Rainey gets all the way up to the 29-yard line to make this a 3rd and manageable, as we end up winding this down to the end of the 1st quarter. And we're sitting pretty right now. Yes, we are sitting with a 3rd down, but it is a 3rd and short, and we're up by 2 possessions. So let's see what we can do to get a nice little gain right here, as we have -8 on the ground right now. Granted, yes, I think part of that is because of the sack that I took. That's neither here nor there. So let's end up picking up the 1st down right here. As yeah, he's just going to sit right there. And he's going to hold on to that, despite the fact that it is raining. Great play by him. So honestly, we're just going to go with an inside zone this time. We've gone to the air way too much. And again, it is a rainy day, so the chance of these guys catching all those balls is not going to be extremely high. But we do end up losing 1 on that one. Not what you want to see when you end up running on 1st down. But we have a chance to end up picking up some good yards right here. As, yeah, that angle is going to be open again. And look at that! Their defender knows how to catch in traffic, but apparently our receivers don't. We are always good for at least 1 pick per game, though. You know? Don't worry. As we go on in our college career, we'll get a little better with that. Realistically, probably not, but it's a nice thought, though. 2nd and 8, though. Let's see what we can do right here. As no, he is not going to be open on the seam, but Ford will be open on the drag, as it looked like a sniper got him right there. And that is going to be a 3rd and inches, as we're going to go for an RPO right here. And yeah, you see the guy with the star? That's who we're reading right here. If he ends up crashing, we throw it to Ford. If not, we just run it as he is crashing. And Ford is going to be wide open for a big gain all the way past midfield to the 44-yard line. That is what we're talking about. I love when RPOs actually work. There have been times where they've actually jumped routes on that before, so not my favorite thing sometimes, but when that happens, it's a damn good feeling. We do only pick up 3 yards on that one, and again, what a lazy sign, man. Can you at least put a little pizzazz into it or something like that? It's super boring. Speaking of super boring, we just end up throwing it on the drag right there, and we do not pick that up. Let's go verticals on this one. I think Ford might be open. If not, Lanier, if he can get a step on his defender and there is no safety help over top, we might be able to hit him, which is going to be the case. Nope, we overthrew him. We overthrew him. And what a way to end the drive. Well, our defense continuing to be just the cornerstone of our team right here. As we'll go for the screen, and that should be another quick touchdown. And if only we could actually put together a nice big drive and have nice, like an 80-yard drive and then a touchdown, that'd be great. I'm glad our defense gets it to us down here, but I want to do it ourselves too. But hey, 3 touchdowns in the first half with only like 100 yards. It's a little funny, honestly, if you ask me, but hey, at least we're getting in the end zone. Again, big thanks to our defense for that, because without them, yeah, that would not be the case. Oh, that's gonna be an open route right there. Yeah, Ford's gonna catch that every single time. Yeah, it's funny. We're only at 119 yards in the air. Crazy. All right. That's all right, though. We're going to pick up plenty more, especially in the second half when we get the ball back, as he is not able to hold on to that one. Again, their defenders are better at catching in traffic than our receivers. But that's okay. Oh, I bet you if I would have waited a little bit longer, Ford would have been open on that wheel right there, but still ended up picking up a first down, and that's good enough for me. We do have 1 minute to work it downfield, though, so let's not give them a lot of time, but let's also make sure that we get in the end zone, because I do not want to settle for 3. I want to be able to put this game kind of out of reach before we even get into the second half. Let's see what we can do with that, as Worley does not... Oh, never mind. There's his defender. We're going to go play action regardless, though. And let's go. He's open. What a play and what a throw. Nice deep pass completion. And we're all the way down to the 14-yard line. So let's see what we can do with 45 seconds left. Both of us do have all 3 timeouts. But realistically, we do not want to give them a lot of time, before the end of half. So we want to get in the end zone, but we don't necessarily need to do it quickly, as that's a nice play right there. And we got a 2nd and 4. 30 seconds left on the 9-yard line. Question is, who's going to get open? I feel like I want to hit threat. I don't know why, but we're not going to. We're going to hit Ford because he's hot right now, and he ends up dropping it. Okay. Should have seen that coming. That's all right. 3rd and 4, 20 seconds left. Let's pick up this first down at the very, very least as we hit the angle. And that's going to be a lot better than a first down. That's going to be a touchdown. 4 touchdowns in the first half. Even though they come back to actually get a touchdown on the first drive of the second half, still think that we're in a really good position. But we're going to continue to try to pad our lead right here, as Ford is just going to be wide open on that play-action play. And we got all the way down to the 39-yard line. Not bad. Again, we needed a game like this where we're playing I don't want to say a subpar team, but definitely a lesser defense than what we've been seeing. So let's see. We're going to actually try to go for this one. Looked like he got a step on him. And yeah, that's going to be another touchdown down the sideline. That is number 5 of the day. And just a huge play right there. Honestly, if we get one more touchdown, I feel like we're going to be Conference Player of the Week. And depending on how many yards we end up with, well, never mind, because I don't know why we threw that one. I shouldn't have thrown that at all. But that's going to be another touchdown, just to the other team. I have no one to blame but myself, though. So we just need to be better here. As we hit McCree, who can't hold on to that. Oh, my Lord. All right, that's still fine, though. That's still fine, because you know what? We're going to have plenty of time right here, and someone's going to be free for a first down. Might be Lanier. If not, it's going to be our tight end as we overthrow him. And please don't tell me that they're going to score again. Okay, good. Now, we don't need to freak out here, all right? We're up by 3 possessions. We're just trying to stat pad. As that's a short little gain right there. But, again, it's still a gain. We are not hot anymore, but we can get back to that point. I'm sure of it. As they're blitzing. So we're just going to take that little drag under. And that's going to be a first down. Utah ends up getting injured on that one. Or someone on Utah. Obviously not the entire team. And we got a first down. So let's see what we can do. Oh, there we go. No, you overthrew him again. Maybe we do need to work on that accuracy again. Maybe we do. Either way, we're going to go verticals here. 2nd and 10. I don't know why we're going to take a shot, but why not? Oh my gosh, wrong button. No, I wanted to hit Ford. Ford had the step on him, and I went with the one that wasn't open. The guy was on him that entire time. I don't know why I thought Lanier being hot would actually allow him to get that ball, but that's okay. That's okay. He'll get free here. As he doesn't even put his arms up for that one. And that's going to be another punt. But the defense decided to take matters in their own hands, and they ended up scoring themselves. And it's still a 21-point game, but it is a much different score than what it just was. As we're going to end up hitting Ford here. As nope, that gets batted down. So let's just go for a screen. It's something safe. Why not? They're not going to pick up on it. Yeah, they are. But we got blockers out there anyways. And that's still not going to matter. 3rd and 13. Not ideal. Not ideal. Someone's got to get open here. As there is Ford. As we overthrow him again. I mean, Jesus Christ, we're at home. We're up by 3 possessions. How are you not more calm under pressure? Well, and he can't hold on to that either. Jeez, come on, guys. We need to get in the end zone at least one more time, please. Just to up our stats. Especially after that one interception. We need to at least make the scorebook look a little bit better. 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Just doesn't look the same as 6 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Yes, I wish we could erase those 2 interceptions, but we can't. We can only change what we have right here. And I did not mean to pick the RPO. That's all right, though. Because he stays on his feet. Wow. I thought that was going to be taken down in the backfield. But nope. 2nd and 7. Great play right there. But he held on to that. 2nd and 7 now. Let's go. Someone's going to get open. Oh. I don't even know what the hell I was thinking right there. I thought I could send him on a playmaker, and that was ugly. Then I thought back to, other playmakers we've done, and yeah, it did not make me feel good. But thankfully they blitzed. And now we're going to get into the end zone. We're only down to the 3-yard line, but realistically, we're going to be fine here. We're going to hit Ford in the flat. I don't care. That guy's going to end up blitzing. There we go. We almost didn't get that out. But thankfully, Ford is open there in the flat. We get out at the last second. Still under 300 yards, but at least we got 6 tutties. And that is how the game is going to end. Again, that could have been a much better score, and we could have played a little bit better. But at the same time, we picked up 6 tutties. Still under 300 yards, don't get me wrong, but still not a bad game there. And we do end up picking up a win. Still wish we could have beat Boise State, but we'll take this one for sure. Makes me feel a little bit better, even if they are now only 2-8. But still, 60% completion. We need to clean that up. 297, 6 tutties, 2 interceptions. We ended up getting sacked way too much there. But thankfully in the air, I mean, we spread it around pretty well. Ford and Rainey both had 2 touchdowns. Cardin Lanier with 1 apiece. Brett only -3 yards in the game. Wow. Surprised we didn't get him worked in a little bit more. But either way, still spread it around pretty much. We still need to get a 100-yard receiver in one of these games. But let's go. 5 TFLs, 2 sacks by our defense. Men's just absolutely killing it on the edge. And Collier ended up getting that 1 pick 6 as well. But again, the most important thing there is the fact that we end up winning the game. And we're back to 5-5. We need to win 1 more to be bowl eligible. And honestly, we really, really need that. So let's see, our passing performance today was one of the most memorable of the season. Are you sure about that? We threw 2 picks, including a pick 6, and had under 300 yards. But I guess the 6 touchdowns is pretty good, And let's credit the teammates for that. We can't take all the credit, you know what I mean? A lot of them made some really good plays, and so it's definitely not us. And look at that, our teammates actually respect us. That's great to see. So as we get into this next week, we do have 2 more games left in the season. And honestly, we just need to win one of them to be bowl eligible. And I know that's not going to guarantee us a bowl, but as long as we're eligible, that's going to make me feel just a little bit better. And look at that, we finally got an NIL offer, a local boxing gym. So with 1 energy up front, we receive 1 skill point and +1 stamina per week of the contract. Yeah, we'll take that deal. Only 1 energy for that? You bet your ass. We love to see that. Plus, with that, we're actually going to have, I don't know exactly how many skill points. It's It's going to be 5, and that means that we're going to get a little bit closer. But it's going to be a pretty important game. I mean, Hawaii had 1 loss in conference 2 weeks ago, and look at that, 3-3 now in conference. That makes me want to see where everyone else is at right now, too. Well, looks like UNLV is number 24 in the nation with 1 loss in conference. Unfortunately, Boise State does have that tiebreaker over us, so we need a lot of good things to happen for us to even get close to the conference championship game. But the fact that we're still near the top of the Mountain West Conference makes me pretty damn happy. Now, if we can win out, that would be even better. Again, we already saw right there that we're going to be playing Hawaii, but then we got Air Force in the final game of the season. Hawaii is definitely, I think, going to be the tougher game out of these two, but still, we need to take both of them extremely seriously, especially since they are both on the road. So we'll get into those games in the next video, and let's hope that we're not only going to be bowl eligible, but also sitting at 7-5 for the season after that video. And hopefully we'll be in line for a bowl game after that as well. But again, big game against Hawaii next week. Hopefully we can end up taking it to them. And again, as long as we end up being bowl eligible this season, I'll take it as a W, especially the way that we started it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to go down and drop a like. If you're new, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.